to be our host for his grand team and ServiceGeni 2.0 launch. With no further delay, we will start the event with a brief welcome note by the founder of ServiceGeni. Let's now sit back and relax while Mrs. Zita and Geni welcoming the address. Please, ma'am.
So I'm really glad to be here today, and I'm thankful to Almighty for the hearing that has happened for ServiceGeni. It's my pleasure to have you renowned guests here and introduce Padmapriya. She has 10 years of experience in the field of non-profit sector, and her work with women and children is actually very good, and we are all proud of what she's doing with Sanitation. Welcome, Priya. And I've personally been following your social media channels, your stories and your blogs that inspired me. Your nature of being true to culture and also your biases has always inspired me. We are really proud to have you here, and thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule to wish us well. Thank you. Now I'd like to welcome Priya, Dr. Uma ma'am. So she's a vivid activist in the startup ecosystem. And ever since she has taken us into her education center, she has been real support and open arms to all our requests for her humanity ServiceGeni. Thank you, ma'am. And her work in the startup ecosystem is quite phenomenal. You see what she's been doing, her knowledge among all the sectors that are available. And she's been always supporting, and definitely her braveness and her encouraging words for us has helped us run faster in our race. So thank you for the support, ma'am. And welcome again. We're happy to have you here. So I think I should make a special mention because it's Women's Day. Happy Women's Day to majority of the women present here. And I would also like to introduce my better half, or I should say my best half, Anthony. So he holds an MS from Maheswari, and with his technology knowledge, he has always guided ServiceGeni in the right path. His vision for ServiceGeni has been really very high, and he has visioned the product in such a way that it caters to all the needs of our service providers. So he has worked on this with his passion and always supported me in executing ServiceGeni the right way. About ServiceGeni, my path has been quite remarkable or incredible, I would say. Once a wise man said, "The man who moves a mountain starts with a stone." So we started with small steps. We made a no-code website wherein we were able to do the basic cycle of car service booking. And then we started out by meeting garage vendors all over the city. So I personally met many of them. We had long chat, and we had discussed all the pain points that they had. And I've also spoken to many people who use cars and how they would like to handle this service part and what are the needs in that area. So behind all this, the research was happening, and then we contacted about 250 garage service providers in the city in Chennai. And we had our platform called the Search and Discover feature, where we listed all these garages on a map view as a free service for our owners to search and find. So there was good response for this, and further to that, we started researching on how we can have this totally advanced system, which will help car owners to book service for their car and also connect with these individual garages all over the city. So let's have a small AD on how this happened and how ServiceGeni has come. Thank you.
Cars are no more a luxury, but an essential commuting companion. But from car's presence and steep costs to subpar service quality and endless wait times, getting a car serviced at an OEM authorized center can be riddled with challenges. Moreover, our Indian conservative approach urges us to compare prices, review ratings, and ascertain the value for money before choosing the right vendor. More importantly, the repair and reuse mentality is preferred, which has led to the boom of multi-brand car service centers with a high 11.5 CAGR. Further market study proved both the gap and the potential in the market, which gave birth to ServiceGeni and the idea to aggregate service workshops, and all car maintenance related business entities under one digital service marketplace. A genuine attempt to support car maintenance like a magical companion through genius car mechanics that are available right at our neighborhoods.
Individual garages and their services have always been under question. The ambiguity arises due to the lack of regulatory bodies primarily. Partly, this gets addressed at the authorized service centers, with the OEM having hold on the operations of these affiliated service centers.
But terribly failing in the other areas of transparency and governance.
Other players who tried to solve this problem in the market took up the big boss or marketing hub approach instead of being the companion neither to the garages nor to the car owners. Hence, terribly failing in the clash between stakeholder interests and their profit margin.
While a huge market awaited the competent solution, we have built ServiceGeni, a platform that entrusts affordability on garages, enabling them to build their own individual car care business profitably with brand consciousness. First of its kind, multi-vendor marketplace as a web app that is highly responsive, offers transparency, convenience, and reliability. As a one-stop shop catering to all the maintenance needs of your car, our search sought filtered options, guide car owners to land on desired service page, and understand the service inclusions in detail. Especially, the user gets to see different services offered by the vendor chosen, and also different vendors offering the same service, allowing the user to compare the intricacies and make the right choice suitable for his needs. At checkout, the user understands specific prices according to their car specifications like model, body type, fuel, etc. On the other hand, the vendor interface enables garages to custom create their service offerings under defined categories and subcategories that eases their process of service addition with an industry-first cost sheet feature. Each service can be hosted with a variety of execution types like service at garage, at doorstep, and at roadside, along with a single interface configuration for all makes, models, fuel types, etc. We also have the option for the vendors to enable a fixed or variable cost depending on the nature of the service offered.
Personalized profile section with one-time settings for adding multiple cars and service locations. Order history and service progress tracker. Car owners can book services at their convenience from desktop, laptop, or mobile devices through our highly responsive web app. Choosing the location for service at doorstep, at garage, or at roadside locations, and scheduling it for a specific date and time. Secure full or partial payment options with industry-first 48-hour withdrawal capability for vendors. The robust rate and review system allows car owners to give feedback for individual garages for the particular service they avail to them, in contrast to the general market practices which are not meaningful. The credibility of the reviews are guarded as only genuine car owners who have availed the service are allowed to raise the garage. The car owners provide allows them to raise the ticket or report issues, and ServiceGeni's car care team supports with their expert dispute resolution. We aspire to produce happy and skilled service providers who deliver smiles through happy cars. We hope to get an opportunity to serve you soon. Thanks.
ServiceGeni, car maintenance, made easy.
Very good morning, one and all. And it's a pleasure having you all on this wonderful occasion. First of all, happy Women's Day to all women out here. We make the world beautiful and we have to continue doing that. So, very, very congratulations to each and every woman who has been excellent in their way, their own journey. Coming to part of ServiceGeni's incubation as a startup, having their journey over here in Incubator. We've been looking at ServiceGeni's dedication for quite some time. Our team has been they came up together and they make out very good involvement in their own way. It's a very short span that they have built the app and they have gone for one or two iterations of revision and then they have come out with the launch. Exemplarily well made logo and carried away with the logo. So good. So thanks for that because you are one of these startups who have made this journey so quick. I would say it's very quick because we have got startups in the same SaaS industry, but they have been very they had this doubt quotient and they have been working very slow and they want to verify it once again. So those stages were all there for them, but they crossed it exemplary well. I should thank Mr. Hanuthan actually also for making it happen with Zita, and I wish all women should have one Anjali kind of a person behind them to support their endeavors. So it's so good that a startup is launching its app so quickly. Second thing is that this is the most needed product statement that we look at. So every single person, they come up with one or the other product statements, but the need of the problem statement has to be critically validated, and that had been very strong for ServiceGeni. So we really wanted to support them in all the other activities proceeding this launch because it's during that honeymoon period that we need to support the child very beautifully because they have to go for one more meeting and then go for press meet. They're arranging that as well to support them, reach out to thousands of people and even lakhs of people. We wanted to do it as a sequence of this. And this launch with you, madam, it has been very wonderful. And I would say it's a pleasure having you with us. And you made this launch by your gracious presence so beautiful. Thank you so much for that. So coming to Incubator's support to Zita, we seriously want to work on the investment pattern henceforth because our MVP is already done. So we look forward to support you in a lot of investment related guidance and pitch preparation, pitches, and even investment matching. So anything related to that, come on the scene. So we definitely be so happy to support you on this journey. And I wish ServiceGeni team and the startup ecosystem of Incubator and the startup ecosystem of Padmapriya will great success on this one.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am, for the valuable input. I now request Mrs. Padmapriya, Chief Executive India at Sanitation, for to address the gathering.
Good morning, everyone. Personally, I'm very happy to be here because I've known Maria as a colleague for a long time, and just like how she was describing, our journey together and our journey after our paths separated. I've been observing how she has grown and become this wonderful entrepreneur. And there were two qualities in Maria that I think, facilitated the journey very well. One is that she's an extremely organized person. And the second and the most important is that she's a very resilient person. I think these two qualities are non-negotiable for any entrepreneur, be it a man or a woman. So happy Women's Day to all of you, and thank you for having me here. It's a pleasure to be a small part of this journey. So this morning I was just thinking, what am I going to be speaking about women entrepreneurship, because Maria said you should be speaking about women entrepreneurs. So I was just thinking about who are these people that I should be kind of talking about as people who are these beacon lights or inspiration for other women to follow. And other than those people who are in my vicinity are people to whom I am connected as a consumer. I could not call out names of women who are entrepreneurs, just like how we would easily pick out names to talk about men. And as a social worker, that got me thinking. Now, why is it that we are not speaking so much about these women entrepreneurs? It's not like If you look at statistics, of course, statistics say that out of all the entrepreneurs who are there in India, there are about 13.75% who are women. Now, clearly, when it is statistics, you have to assume that there are things that have been included and there are things that have been excluded. And probably they have left out all those women who are small businesses, probably not registered, probably kind of working out of their comfort zones. And why aren't these women who are already entrepreneurs not having that positive visibility that other entrepreneurs who are men seem to do? I mean, rather than look at it as a feminine statement or a statement of women's living or something like that, I was genuinely wondering, on one hand, where are those women who are already entrepreneurs? Why are they not there in the limelight like the other men? And where are all the other women? I mean, we are saying like now 45% of women are in the active workforce. Why aren't they not getting into business? So, the answers to the second part we can come to later, but the answer to the first part, as I was understanding, and these are my personal thoughts and opinions, was that the first thing is the facilitative environment at home. Dr. Uma was saying, I wish everybody had anatomy for Maria, so that facilitates the environment. Women as well as their families prefer a more convenient, comfortable setting where you go out to work somewhere in the morning, come back in the evening, have a fixed salary, have growth prospects in your career, and probably retire at a good age with good money in the bank. I remember listening to Dr. Sudhamurthy in one of her talks where she said that Narayana Murthy couldn't have built this empire of Infosys if he had been worried about what groceries should be purchased at home, or if you're going out for a family dinner or taking the family out for a movie. Fair enough. But how many women, irrespective of whether they are entrepreneurs, academics, business persons, or social workers like me, how many women can detach themselves from their families when they are at home? When a man leaves the house, that man is an entrepreneur, a CEO, a manager, a worker, whatever he might be, till he gets back home. So that mental detachment is there in their being. It's not something that society has kind of thrust upon into. But a woman never disconnects from her family, irrespective of what she might be doing. And that is where the woman starts thinking, can I give that kind of time? And so if there is a woman who wants to become an RI, how many spouses would say, okay, or how many families would say, even parents say, okay, go out and pursue your dream, forget about the family. After 10 years, we will see what will happen. I know of so many people who are very, very successful in their careers, but if you sit, the moment they get out of the meeting room, they'll be calling their children or calling the parent to find out if the nurse reached home. So that's something that's part and parcel of being a woman, and that is something that still keeps the world compassionate and still has a lot of good happening around us. So that's so much of being a woman that we can't get out of it. Now can we blame anybody for being? The second reason I felt was financial literacy. We might all be educated, we might all be professionals, we might all be pursuing careers. But how many of us are actually financially literate? How many of us would, as professionals, would make independent decisions about purchasing a land, or purchasing a vehicle, or buying an asset? We are very comfortable and happy letting the men handle these decisions, simply because we feel they would judge the risks much better than us. I think that is like an internal hurdle which is preventing a lot of women who have potential to become good entrepreneurs from not venturing out and taking the risk, because in our minds we decide this I cannot do. I would not understand the financial markets and their risks. I would not know how mutual funds operate. I would not know if I am signing on 150 pages of a loan document what all the fine print contains. And that's what is, I think, kind of putting us back. We cannot blame the external environment because all the support is available. Like people like Dr. Uma are available to be incubators and support bright ideas and lead us towards our dreams. There are state government supported schemes, there are bank products that are available for women entrepreneurs, there are central government schemes. So if a woman wants to become an entrepreneur, the external environment is very conducive. But I think there are a lot of barriers, both internal and both society driven, that makes us kind of ponder upon the theme for the International Women's Day, which is about embracing equity. So equity and equality are two different words that are often kind of used interchangeably. Equality is a man and a woman having the same kind of opportunities that are available to you. Equity is when you realize that the needs or the way that the environment needs to work for a woman is different from the way it needs to work for a man. And then provide all the resources and opportunities that are required so that both of them are able to achieve the same outcome. And I think we're still far away from the goalpost as far as embracing equity is concerned. But I'm really very happy that Maria has now become a full-fledged entrepreneur thanks to Anna University and ma'am to you. And I'm really confident that Maria will probably take the first step towards what other women who are aspiring to be entrepreneurs need, which is the support system. You know, there is this, I was, one of our colleagues, which Maria would also know, Sindhu, had shared a post yesterday about a study she was involved in, which is called the Tallest Poppy Syndrome. And this study was speaking to CEOs and speaking to entrepreneurs who are women across several companies across the globe to talk about how do they feel when they have achieved something, what are the inhibitors or what are the barriers. 90% of the women have said that their achievements were not celebrated. Not celebrated by their colleagues, not celebrated by their organizations, and probably not celebrated by their families as well. Very often when a woman is successful, it's very easy to say, oh, she had a man to help her. Or, oh, and with all due respect, she had a man to help her. Or she has a family to support her. Or, oh, she's beautiful, so she could get this done. Or she was sitting at the bar till 10 at the night to close that deal. Which is why women kind of in many ways think, can I do this? Do I have the confidence to go out and sell a product? Do I have the confidence to close a deal? How am I going to be viewed by my family or by society or by my peers? Seriously, people in their minds are not equating and celebrating women's success. And the first people who should be doing this are other women, which is exactly what ma'am is doing. So I think, Maria, you should also be that mentor, that guide, that support system for several other women entrepreneurs like you who think they have it in them to become entrepreneurs but really don't know how to go, what is the way forward. They might have a supportive family, they might have an incubator, or they might do. But then, once we have been in a particular path and we know what the problems and challenges are and where the success lies, it becomes very easy for us to start guiding and mentoring other people. And I do look forward to being part of ServiceGeni's journey in the future. Wish you and the family all the very best, and you will always be in my thoughts and prayers. Thank you so much for having me. Thank you.
So when should we download this app?
Yes.
It's